Finally, 18 minutes late. That's 18 minutes too late for my taste, but finally we are back. Good afternoon, Abnormals, and welcome back to the Ministry of Abnormality Twitch Live broadcast. I'm your host, Abnormal, and it's not the Twitch Live broadcast. That was just pure force of habit. It is actually the YouTube live broadcast. Welcome back to my show. It is Tuesday, January 24th. Of 2022. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. My webcam is going great. Webcam, yo. Thank you. Okay. Maybe I should make it stop doing that. Let me just press a button. No. Stand still. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now the webcam is not moving because NVIDIA broadcast moves and the webcam moves. Everything is moving. So anyway, welcome back to my show. Hello, Mao. Hello, Pew. Hello, everybody. How are you all? Like I said, it is Tuesday, January 24th. I just remembered that I have to go pay my water bill before tomorrow. But other than that, welcome back. I hope you had a great weekend. How was everybody's weekend? Well, you tell me. Today we're going to be working on images for Mongoose Publishing, Traveler RPG, and it's very interesting because it's very different. What I'm going to have to be doing today is it's basically these very it's these awesome kind of monsters. So let me choose which one we're going to work on today. And I think today we're going to work on this one, on the Hexapod. So yeah, this should be a lot of fun. Let's go with 6,000 here. Okay, yeah, this should be a lot of fun. It's just a nice little... Wait, is this the JPEG? Wait, is this the clip file? Oh, wow. Okay, that's all we got for the clip file then. Well, let's do this. So yes, how was your weekend? How is everybody? What is up? How's everybody doing? Was a normal weekend? You had delicious lechona? Oh, I can't have lechona. Not yet. Not yet, at least. I told you that story, right? Yeah, I told you that story about the lechona. Didn't I? I believe I did. Oh, yes! That is actually new since the last time we spoke. I did get a new motorcycle. Indeed. And it is so good. We are so happy. It's a lot of fun. It's a marvelous piece of machinery. It is incredibly different from the one I used to have. It's just, yeah, we are very happy with it. It takes a little bit of getting used to, for sure. And I still don't feel very confident on it. But other than that, it's a great ride. Today we rode it to go to the gym, and it just felt so good. Can't wait to have our first trip on it. So What day is today? Today is Tuesday. Okay. I'm trying to remember what I did during the weekend. I worked on art that I can't show. So, yeah. There's that. Where are we planning on going for the first trip? Hugh has an idea of where we can go for our first trip. Um, so maybe there. Um, I realize that's a very vague answer, but I'm guessing she can just say where it is that she would want us to go. Um, but I think our very first like trip is gonna be just ride out into the country and just I don't know have lunch or something. Not really much in terms of a trip. Just a long ride or something like that. And then later on, we're gonna go somewhere where we would have to stay there for the day and stuff like that. There is no pie, Pugga. There will be no pie. Sorry. Um, I mean, we are. Yeah, there will be no pie. Penji pie. I can't do that voice, but anyway, hello. I think maybe riding up to Niagara Falls might be a little bit ambitious for 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 our first um ride. So we might want to keep it a little bit less less ambitious for our first ride. But and unfortunately, you can't actually ride straight from South America to to North America, so which is a bummer. Well, okay, no, technically that's not true. It is possible. Like it is possible, but when you reach the cross from Colombia to Panama, it's very very difficult. Um, but it is possible. Now the problem I've heard is well, first of all, you have to cross the Panama Canal, which is not like just something you cross. That is basically you have to do a lot of paperwork and stuff like that to cross the Panama Canal. But I've heard that there's also another problem in riding from Colombia to North America, and it seems to be that the that apparently riding through Central America, which is possible, is like a vehicle destroyer. Like I've heard it that like it's been told to me that riding through Central America will wreck whatever vehicle you're on. So I don't know what truth there is to that because obviously I've never done that trip. Um, I also don't know if it depends on what kind of vehicle you are on because the vehicle that we have is an adventure bike. So it's actually a dual purpose, but it's more of an adventure bike. Um, so I don't know about that. I guess we'd have to find out, do a little bit of research. Oh, I love the US in the winter, but I don't know if I'm eager to go to the US in the winter anytime soon because the last time we went to the US, it was in the winter, and there was just nothing to do. It was such a bummer. Most of the trip was spent showing us the awesome stuff we could do if it wasn't closed, and that was just that was just a bummer. Like we were in Ohio, and yeah, it was basically Evan. Holy crap! Hello, how are you, man? Each country has a different regulation when it comes to fuel, so it kills the car engines over time. Yeah. Actually, I hadn't even thought of that part of it. I thought it was just the roads, but now that you mention it, yeah, that probably has a lot to do with it. Didn't even think of it from that point of view. I have a friend who drove an older Toyota 4x4 all the way from Vancouver to Costa Rica. That was back in the mid 90s. Yeah, the Central America to the US you can do, but South America to Central America you can't. So right there, there's like that right there is the inconvenience. Um, Not to mention that the border crossing must get pretty complicated. But also, Grant, if your friend did that trip in the 90s, that friend of yours has got some pretty solid steel balls because uh, both Central and South America in the 90s were incredibly dangerous. Like that, I would not venture that kind of trip um, in the 90s. Like for me, if I can go east, I can be in Toronto in 1 hour, and I can go west. I can be in Niagara Falls, Canada, in about an hour. Sounds like you live in a pretty beautiful area, like Bob. Welcome back, Mo. You got orange juice? I got lemon juice. Yeah, no, I definitely want to be traveling on my new motorcycle, but I'm not sure I'm ready for like international travel on the motorcycle quite yet. Um, for now, I'll be pretty okay with just traveling within the state that we live in. Uh, okay, so what we're doing today is we're making some creature designs for Traveler RPG, and these are called golems. And these golems, I wonder if my golem, my cat, is gonna is gonna pop up by hearing me say his name. Anyway, these golems are basically like lab created creatures, and because of how they were created and what they're like, they have like a lot of tumors and growths and deformities on them and stuff like that. So I've already finished a few of them. We got this one and this one and this one. So okay, so this is the golem worker. Uh, this is the combat golem, which I am particularly fond of. Yeah, this is the combat golem. And we also have the golem dog, the attack dog, to which I added extra eyes. And now we are working on a golem called the hexapod. So yeah, that's the one we're working on right now. And we're just gonna follow the pretty much the same method we did for the other golems. Um, thank you, Grant. It's just all in the lighting. Just make sure that we get some good lighting, and the rest should fall into place quite naturally. What's everybody up to today? How's everybody's week going? Currently working and planning on making some models on my new Ghostbuster Proton Pack. Is this one that you're building yourself? Just bought God of War 2018. Have yet to play it. Dude, I love that game. I love that game. It's oh, it is so good. And knowing you, Evan, well, the game is very story heavy, but if you're getting to that point where you want a difficulty challenge, um, because I know you and I know you're gonna want that. In the game, in God of War, there's gonna be Valkyries, and there's 9 of them, and each Valkyrie fight is super difficult, and they're optional. So, I mean, the game is beautiful, the story is beautiful, all that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for that difficulty challenge, go for the Valkyries. There's 9 of them. You're gonna love that. Okay, Mao. Sabrina, hello, beautiful. Yes, I'm doing some creatures for Traveler. And, you got a day off, Grant? That's awesome. I need a day off this next weekend, definitely. Oh, idiot. Got the Ghostbusters Plasma Series Springlers Proton Pack, and that's a mouthful. And there are some soft mods I can make. Looking up how to do them. I already make a video about the pack on my channel. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, come on. Oh, Sabrina, check this out. Check this out. I'll show you the other golems I've made so far. Okay, tablet sensitivity went to shit. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, check this out. This is the worker golem. What's going on with my tablet sensitivity? Uh, uh this is the attack dog golem. Check the memory management on this. So, and here's the combat gun. Do I use a felt tip pen or a plastic one? I'm using the plastic one, but it does have the felt tip pens. Why? Do you recommend I use one of those? Does it improve a lot? Okay, I'm getting just no sensitivity on this at all. What happened? Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm getting wow. I'm gonna actually try one of the other tips because this is just I have no sensitivity on this shit. It's going on. I hope it wasn't the update I just did. I just changed this tip. This tip is needs a reboot. I just rebooted. Try one of these. This past week, my tablet sensitivity has been really wonky. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Okay, this might be a little bit better. Um, this tablet is either 5 or 4 years old. Sure hope it's not dying. No, but before thinking the tablet is dying, I would just buy a new pen and see if that solves the issue first. You know, before blaming it on the tablet, I would yeah, I would buy a new pen, see if that solves the issue. That's not cheap, but it is cheaper than buying a new tablet, so you know. So how's the week going? What have you been up to this week? The other thing I want to see is, and I'm almost afraid to try it, but I want to see if I want to do a little bit of research and see if the video card affects the tablet performance. Because if so, then that might be the case. Since I changed the video card recently, and the video card that this computer has now is a video card it absolutely should not have. I know that the video card this computer has at the moment is totally bottlenecking it. So that could be the case. Ooh, Adam Duff vibes. That's very flattering. Thank you. I do like the creatures he makes. Does anybody in the chat room know that? Like, does the video card affect tablet performance at all? I mean, I know it's a screen, but would my tablet sensitivity and such be affected by my video card? Oh, that sounds like a nice change of pace, though. Well, I mean, the drivers are the same as when it was working well. I mean, the only difference is that I know that the CPU on this computer is underpowered. That CPU and the mainboard are underpowered for the video card, right? So, oh, that sounds awesome, Funko. Ooh, that I like that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's Google this. Can video card affect Wacom sensitivity? Let's see. Okay. Graphics card. Ah, here we go. The oh, this is quite the read. Uh I hate it when you find an answer on the internet and then you go to check out the answer and it's just really they don't answer it. They just go into other topics. They go into their life story. Back in 1993, I was getting a divorce from my bastard of a husband, and he told me that he would take the tablet with him, and oh, I did that right before the stream. Right before the stream, I updated the driver, but yeah, the sensitivity on this tablet is all borked, and the only thing that I can think of is So the thing is, I have a computer that is... Yeah, yeah, when you're looking for recipes, like, I was in college and I was fucking everything in sight. And to all my dates, I would give Oreos. So I learned to make an Oreo dessert. Back then, I was studying economics and... Well, the thing is, my computer is relatively old. My computer is about, I'd say about 5 years old, maybe 6. Yeah, like 5 or 6 years old. And I recently installed, changed from an NVIDIA 1080 to 3060. And while it does run the games and all that kind of stuff, the computer has become incredibly unstable. Like, it's just not stable at all. And I don't want to go back to the old video card because I like playing the beautiful games. And I like rendering the 3D faster, but sometimes it seems like I should just go back to the 1080, which I still have right here. Oh, I hate it. I hate it when I look for a tech answer and 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 um and so you finally find the question that is exactly what you're asking. And then you go look at the answers and all the answers are, "Oh yeah, same thing happened to me. Let me know if you fix it." "Oh yeah, same thing happened to me, but, let me know if you find an answer." And it's like, just shut up, people. If you don't have an answer, don't answer. Oh, I would do that, Grant, but this problem is not today. It's not new to today. It's been happening for the last couple of weeks or so. Hello, old boy. Okay, let's see if I can get you to let's see what we can get you to do. Let's go here. Do that. Let's see how all this affects. Now go there. But like at the end, my question it still remains, like, can my graphics card affect this sensitivity? Oh, you know what I really, really hate when I'm looking for an answer on the internet? So you're looking for an answer on the internet, you can't find it. It seems that you're the only person on the planet with this problem. Finally, you find another person that has exactly the problem you have. It's exactly what you need. You go to the website, and it's like, oh yeah, you have to pay if you want to read this article. It's like, what? Really? Or not as bad, but still pretty bad. Um, the please deactivate your ad blocker. Okay, so you go and you pause your ad blocker, but it doesn't take. Because normally you just go and you pause your ad blocker and that's it. That's all that's needed. But it's like, please deactivate your ad blocker. We need ads. It's like, okay, look, I'll do it so I can see the answer. You go and you deactivate it, and then it's, please deactivate your ad blocker. I already did. I already did. And I'm you know what? I'm not sure if I want to fix this problem that much. Not anymore. Yeah, when it says like back up your files before the next steps, but then it says something like, but like, oh, don't remember to copy these files, but I mean, you should be doing that always anyway. And you're like, what? Wait, what? Am I like living on the edge here? Like, F12 gear icon, disable JavaScript, then oh, I have to apply that next time. Night Cow. Can affect a higher input on RAM. So what you're saying is that it is possible that the poor sensitivity of my pen is due to the new video card. Because then what I'll have to do is I'll just have to disconnect the video card, put back in the 1080, and see if that fixes it. And if that fixes it, it's gonna be it's gonna be such a bummer. Okay, no, it's gonna be like a really weird conflict if that fixes it. Because if that fixes it, hooray, my pen is behaving the way I need it to. But at the same time, now I got a 3060 video card that I just have sitting there doing nothing. But, priorities. Work comes before play. This thing feeling correctly is how I paid for that video card, so and the worst part is I think you guys are gonna be right on that one, because sometimes it works fine. Sometimes it works fine, so you guys are gonna be right. I'm gonna have to go back to the 1080, see if that fixes it. Besides, the truth of the matter is my computer does not like having the 3060. It does not. It does not appreciate it at all. For example, ever since before, when I had the 1080, my computer never crashed. As soon as I put on the 360, crashes every now and then. Now, when my computer crashes and I reboot it, it boots into BIOS. It's like please fix stuff. Ah, man, what a bummer. I'm gonna have to just take out the 3060 and either what CPU do I have it paired with? I can tell you. Give me a second and I can tell you. You by the way, I know I'm not supposed to pair it with the CPU. Like I don't know the full technical part of it, but I know that this CPU is not supposed to have, like, this CPU and this main board are not supposed to have a 3060 on them. My CPU is an i7 8700. Yeah, an i7 8700. And I was told that it was a little bit too old for that. So I was told that it will bottleneck, that it would work, but it would bottleneck, and I guess I'm getting that bottlenecking. Well, the thing is, Evan, in shipping my 3060 to any of you, I'd end up spending what the 3060 would just cost. Well, no, the computer works, but it crashes. Ever since I put in the 3060, it crashes every now and then. And for example, oh, I forget the name. There's like something you can do in the BIOS for the video card to like oh shit, what is it called? I forgot what it's something you do in the BIOS so that the computer will use the video card better. And for example, you can't do that on this one. It's like it doesn't, like it wouldn't boot up when I did that to it. So I don't know. I mean, what else could it be then? Look into power upgrade. You mean the oh, okay, that would be a much cheaper fix. Fixing up the power, like, that would be a lot cheaper to fix. Thing is, I'm kind of in. Yeah, the power supply unit. Yeah, that might be a much cheaper fix. No, it's that the pen has become like a lot less sensitive. I already tried a different pen, same problem. It's just become a lot more sensitive. Sometimes it doesn't register that I put the pen down. Um, hmm. Thing is, I'm kind of in recession right now because I just bought a motorcycle. So So they're not super expensive though. A Thermaltake 600 PSU is not super expensive. And I wonder if that could be the problem. Because I am looking for cheap fixes because, yeah, you know, I just bought a whole motorcycle. So, well, again, you know, this working properly is what paid for the video card and for the motorcycle and for everything else. So, so, so this working properly will always take priority. You have a 1070, Evan? That's although not gonna lie, like the 1080 was just incredibly good. That video card never gave me any kind of issue whatsoever. The 1080 was such a good video card. Never gave me an issue. But I don't want to get rid of my 3060 because I like ray tracing in video games. I think it's cool. But if a power supply is the fix, that is not an expensive fix. I'm gonna have to check and see how much my power supply is supplying. I can't see that in the computer, right? I have to go in the back and check it out, right? So I'm gonna have to do that after the stream. But you know what? I think that's gonna be the solution, or at least that's gonna be what I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the 3060, put back in the 1080, see if that fixes the problem. If that fixes the problem, then next month I'll go get a more powerful power supply. Now my problem with that is I have to make sure that it does fit actually in my case because it's tight in there. Okay, Funko. Have a good day at work, Bob. We'll definitely go check out your proton pack later, so do have fun with that. You put in a home theater? Oh, that's so cool. Ah, thank you, old boy. It's so much fun. And yesterday I added a back case to it, and it looks so much cooler. But oh, I love it. I'm in love with my bike. It is just so good. Uh, um. Uh. Tell me about the home theater, Evan. Is it like how big is it? The 1080 draws more wattage than a 3060? That's not what you would expect. That's not that's not what you would expect, is it? Damn. Well, that just puts me back at square one. Oh, I've 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 heard about those projectors, Evan. They're like I remember seeing something about them on YouTube. They look so cool. Yeah, I remember reading about those. No, no, sorry, watching a video about those. They looked incredibly cool. Hmm. How can I check? Like, there's got to be some way I can check to see if my video card is functioning properly, right? I wonder what I can do to check. Do any of you know what can I do to check if my video card is functioning properly? Evan, do you mean Dredd or Judge Dredd? Like Carl Urban or Sylvester Stallone? Because they're both awesome, but for very different reasons. Oh, that movie is so good. It's one of my favorite movies. Seriously, that's in one of my top 10 movies. Like, if I had to do a top 10 movies, that one would be on that list. Judge Dredd with Stallone is awesome, but it's just because it's really bad, so it's a lot of fun. But Dredd with Carl Urban, that is just one of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love that movie. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to start running some tests on this video card to see what's going on. Problem is, who has time? Uh, I think you're gonna be right, Pew. I think you're gonna be right. Well, if I was to make a new computer, we wouldn't need a new video card. I could put this one in if this one is running properly. And that's it. That's it. But hey, that would be a big chunk of the cost. So there is that. What I really need is for this YouTube channel to really start growing so that I don't have to buy a new computer. Somebody will just give it to me as a sponsorship. Ooh. That is the best movie marathon you can do. I mean, there's other options of movie marathon, but I think a Lord of the Rings movie marathon is the best option. I don't think. I think that there's other movie marathons that I would do depending on what mood I'm in. Uh, but I think Lord of the Rings is the only flawless movie marathon. Although I might be missing some in my mind, but because for example, you can do a Back to the Future movie marathon, which are great, but 3 is definitely not as good as 1 and 2. Uh, some might even argue that 3 is not good at all. I think 3 is enjoyable, but or for example, yeah, like most movie marathons are gonna have one or two movies in there that are not as good as the others, or they're just not good at all. Um, Lord of the Rings is just 12 hours of flawless cinema. Some effects in it have not aged exceptionally well. Uh, Last time I saw it, I remember seeing a couple of things that were like ooh, that does not look good anymore. But other than that, and I mean, and of course, extended or go like extended or nothing. That's for sure. Star Wars is probably I would actually probably go more for a Star Wars movie marathon than a Lord of the Rings movie marathon, but there's a few movies in there that are just not up to the level of the others, right? Like, you know, because if you're gonna do it, you have to do it complete. So yeah, you're gonna have movies like Empire, uh, but then you're gonna have. Well, I don't know. I mean, if we were doing a Star Wars movie marathon, would it be just the 9 numbered movies, or would we include Solo, Rogue One? Yeah, yeah. Star Wars is not a flawless marathon. The Harry Potter movie marathon is good. I like that one. That one is fun. Star Trek. Nah, there's a lot of duds in the Star Trek filmography. There's a lot of duds in there. Uh, Spin-offs count? Then Star Wars movie marathon is far from flawless. I tried doing a Marvel movie marathon, uh and Captain Marvel broke me. I was going strong. I was going strong with my Marvel movie marathon. And Captain Marvel broke me. Um Alien movie marathon depends. If we're just gonna go with the four main Alien movies, the fourth one is not good. It's fun, but it's not good. And a lot of people hate the third one, although I'm a Alien 3 defender. Now, if we're going to include all the movies that have aliens in them, then that's going to be... There's some rough stuff in Alien versus Predator. The Grudge Duo Marathon is very rough. Can't recommend. Hellraiser, if you guys want to do like an intense marathon, like test yourselves, Hellraiser is an interesting marathon that I cannot recommend, but it's still interesting nonetheless. I actually haven't watched the latest Hellraiser movie. I've heard it's not bad. But a Hellraiser movie marathon is rough times, especially for somebody like me that doesn't drink. a Hellraiser movie marathon might be rough times. Um, I I do think all the original Bourne movies, which would be the ones with that's Matt Damon, right? I was getting confused with Mark Wahlberg for some reason, but yeah, that's Matt Damon if I'm not mistaken. Uh, the original Bourne trilogy is solid, but I don't think it's exciting enough. Like I'm always expecting those movies to be more exciting than they actually are. Maybe I'm the problem in that one. Um, but they're never exciting enough for me. Uh, ooh, the Mission Impossible movies, especially if you divide the existing six in two, because there's like a clear difference between Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3, and then Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, whatever and whatever. And like I don't know if the difference is like that Tom Cruise is more in charge of the later three than the first ones or whatever, but oh come on. But yeah, like the first three Mission Impossible movies, Mao, which are like the numbered ones, are fun, but nah, not much to get excited about. The later three, which are Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and something else. I don't remember what. Those are really good. I mean, yeah, it's basically watching Tom Cruise run, but he's very good at that. He's very good at running. Fast and Furious. Look, I've. Ooh, wait. Okay, so, uh, uh, Fast and Furious. Uh, I'm a Fast and Furious defender. Now, it might say a lot about me that I think the best Fast and Furious movie is the third one, Tokyo Drift. But if you're, I think if you are looking for a brainless marathon, uh, I think Fast and Furious is a great option. Fast and Furious are way better than people give them credit for, and they're a lot of fun if you don't think about them very much. So, for people that are looking for smart movies, definitely not. But if you're looking for just Tokyo Drift is the best Fast and Furious. I will die on that hill. But somebody just told me John Wick. That's a good marathon. I think that the John Wick movies have gotten less good as they go. I think one is better than two is better than three, but as a whole, John Wick is a fun marathon. I would totally be up for a John Wick marathon. Terminator was a fun marathon, but Terminator has got some very questionable stuff right after two. Like Terminator 1 is aged poorly but still fun. Terminator 2 is flawless. Terminator 3 is would be a lot better if the casting was better. Terminator Salvation, I will defend. I think Terminator Salvation is a lot better than people give it credit for. Uh, Terminator Genisys is it's just not good, and Terminator Dark Fate is it's. I think that tall blonde is super hot, but I think that's pretty much all that movie has. I don't think that movie has anything else other than that. Sharknado, isn't that like Those are like 4 or 5 movies, right? I mean, the movie does have anything you'll ever need. Tara Reid, sharks, disaster. Batman. Well, Batman has yet to have a flawless series because okay, no, wait. So Batman 1989 and Batman Returns are good. I'm not sure I would go with absolutely incredible, but they're good. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are so bad it's good. Um, the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, my favorite is Batman Begins. I know most people's favorite is The Dark Knight, but I think The Dark Knight Rises is just not very good at all. And then there's The Batman. It was so nice to see you, Evan. Thanks for stopping by, man. And I think that The Batman is actually my second favorite Batman movie, but that's just because I just love Batman Begins so much. Uh, Last night, me and Pew, we had a plan. Last night we had a plan. Our plan was we're gonna go to bed and read because we've been trying to read more. And at some point, I got this weird idea in my head. I want to watch The Meg. And so we did. We watched The Meg last night. And let me tell you, it's not very good. It's actually not good at all, really. It is quite bad. It is. I'm not so sure it falls into the so bad it's good category. Uh it's just not very good. Um Look, I'm always up for some Jason Statham. That I mean, I'm always up for some Jason Statham, right? Like but it's really yeah, it's not good. It's just not good. Like I don't really know what else to say other than I'm sorry I made you watch that, Pew. Uh no, Mr. No, I'm not gonna say the movie is not devoid of fun. Because that's the thing. Jason Statham is always fun to watch. Uh but I think that's just another movie that can be called Jason Statham. Sorry, Jason Statham has to pay the bills. Like that's what I think the movie can be called. Uh, Watching anime. It's just that my anime stamina is like all blown. I don't know if I have anime stamina anymore. I don't know if I have anime stamina anymore. Uh, Whatever I have left of anime wow, why is it so difficult for me to say stamina? Um, but whatever stamina I have left for anime, I think I want to save for Attack on Titan. because I want to watch Attack on Titan. I watched like the first season a long, long time ago before they had even come out with season two, and um, and I was so intrigued. But and by the way, nobody spoil Attack on Titan for me, please, because I miraculously do not know what happens in Attack on Titan. So I am very much uh, looking forward to watching it again, maybe forcing Pew to watch it, and like finally seeing what this was all about and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how much stamina I have left for anime. Not a lot. Not a lot. Um, Today I tried at lunch watching the new Netflix series with by Junji Ito. I forgot what the name is. And I've only seen like 15 minutes of the first episode, but I have to admit, not a great first impression. Not impressed so far, which I'm gonna give it another chance. I'm gonna finish the first episode and I'm gonna watch the second episode and I'm gonna give it that chance. See if it, straightens up. But so far the first episode has not impressed me. And it's a bummer because I really like Junji Ito's work. Like I really like his art. But the first episode did not well, I mean I haven't finished it, but it didn't sit well with me. And the thing I'm worried about is I'm worried that maybe the problem isn't that series specifically, but maybe the problem is anime itself. Let me explain. So, this isn't much of a spoiler, but the first episode is called The Weird Whatever Siblings or Twins, or I don't know, whatever it's called. And so it starts with this very, very weird family going to say goodbye to their older, like it's this family of siblings. And they're going to say goodbye to their older brother who's going to work. So all the siblings gather out to say goodbye to their older brother. And it's like this very, very weird family. Up to this point, okay, whatever. So they all gather outside and they're like, brother, we are here to do our daily ritual of saying goodbye to you before you go to work. And it's like, okay, I get that you feel the need to explain this to people that are watching, but you really didn't explain it in the best way, right? So the brother leaves and goes to work, and then they show him like just in a bench, like just lounging in a bench, and he starts to say like oh, the family, whatever, they are so foolish, and I have to trick them into thinking that I'm going to work, but we have so much money that I don't need to work, and so I spend my day here while I make them think I'm going to work. And he's just like talking to himself. And so it's like, again, I understand that you feel the need to explain this situation to us, but is the guy sitting on a bench and just telling himself the situation really the way you want to explain this to us? And at that point I was like, this is really bad writing. Like this writing is just monstrously bad. But then I started thinking, okay, but is this just anime though? Like is this just that I can't really deal with anime writing anymore, right? Like so yeah, I'm not like in love with it, but I'm gonna finish that episode and watch another. I'm gonna give it that shot because it's Junji Ito, right? So I'm just expecting the bad writing to be compensated by how weird it might get. If it actually gets weird. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna add. So yeah, it kind of hasn't really uh connected with me. But again, it's Junji Ito. I want to see what's gonna happen. Okay, here we go. Radiant map. Let's start with this one for a little bit of color. Or not. Let's see. Another gradient map. No, 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 no. Okay, let's see. Let's start with a nice dark purple. I'm gonna carry it into a sort of tan, fleshy color. Maybe lower a little bit of saturation on that one. Pass it through a nice kind of warm. Okay, that's a little rough though. There we go. Here, let's add a little bit of coldness to it. It's right there. Ooh, that's okay. Okay, let's see. Something like that. Okay, let's add a touch of bright orange right here. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit more. Then here we're gonna go for nice warm light right there. Move you down here, you here. Okay, this one is a little bit rough. But what if we lower there, then add a little bit of that? Oh, that's giving me a very nice vibe. Then we're gonna increase this one. Oh yeah, that's looking very nice and warm. I like it. Now let's bring in a little bit more light. Well, not that much. Save it. Okay, here we go. What if we bring this in with a nice little textured brush? Just kind of hit it with some light. I hope this is disgusting enough, you know. Ooh, that's giving it a nice punch. Look at that. Oh, look how fleshy that looks. That's awesome. Looks so fleshy. So fleshy. Now let's give it a little bit of color variations. It's very, very even. We need a little bit more color variation to it. Right? So we're gonna bring in some reds. See what happens. Again, we're gonna go with a nice textured brush. I'm gonna bring in some of those reds. Just give it. Oh, yeah. See that? That's what you want. Hello, Dab. Oh, it is gonna have eyes though, Sabrina. But don't get me wrong, I'm happy it's spooking you out because it is supposed to have like a little bit of a horror vibe to it. So I'm glad it's kind of spooking you out. But I'm thinking maybe we should add like some freckles and stuff like that. You know, give the skin a little bit of variations. Make it nice and yeah, maybe some freckles would, like spots. Like that should really bring it together. Right now, this color variation here is giving me an excellent, excellent touch. I really like it. Let's see. No, this one, yeah, this is just the way I wanted it. Let's use that. Now let's bring in, yeah. Oh, maybe we can just use a nice quick brush for that. I'm gonna do something. This is a little trick that I like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a brush here. Ooh, I like that. Okay, check it out. So I'm gonna use this brush. And what I'm gonna do is this brush here. I don't even need to see underneath it, right? So, of course, Dab, no problem. Why no more Twitch? There's several reasons. Reason number one is that I want to grow my YouTube channel. So I'm seeing that. Wait. Let me turn on the fan. It's getting hot. So I want to grow my YouTube channel, and this is definitely, streaming on YouTube is definitely going to help the YouTube channel. That also connects to the idea that I'm not really Twitch isn't really doing anything for me in the sense that Twitch is not really great for doing art on it, right? Like Twitch is yeah, Twitch is not great for art. There's not really like much attention being paid to me as a partnered artist streamer on Twitch. A lot of that might have to do plenty with what I do on stream. Like I'm definitely not much into the streaming game. Like, I don't do emotes and chat activities and stuff like that. I'm more the kind of I'm more the kind of guy that just wants to go do art, have a nice conversation and stuff like that. So it was getting to the point where all I was getting out of Twitch was the interaction with the audience. And so at that point, you have to ask yourself, and not that I'm saying that that isn't great, but you have to ask yourself, well, can I just do that on YouTube all the same? And if I if I really, really love interacting with the audience and I just do it on YouTube, I would grow the YouTube channel. So that, on one hand, was one of the reasons I just decided, you know what? I'm not getting anything out of Twitch. Twitch isn't really giving me any benefit. It is fun to be a partnered streamer, and it is fun to be able to say that I'm a partnered streamer. That was about it. Um, and the other reason is that I think Twitch was getting a little bit. I think Twitch was going a little bit too far with the ads. I do not like the ads on Twitch. But honestly, that wasn't the reason. The reason is honestly simply because I said, okay, I don't see much of a future if I grow on Twitch, because Twitch is not for artists. Twitch is for other kind of streamers that are not me. Uh, and so I just decided, okay, you know what? I want to grow on the internet as an artist. And so that's going to be YouTube. And if I'm going to try to grow my YouTube channel, then why am I streaming on Twitch when what I want to do is grow on YouTube? So let's just stream on YouTube. And here we are. Oh. Right now my streaming schedule is Tuesday afternoons and Friday afternoons. Um, because I'm still teaching at the university, um and they changed my schedule this semester. So yeah, right now that's my schedule. I'm not happy about the schedule change, but you know, it is what it is. I don't like these spots. I don't think they're doing anything. Now, what if we change them for stripes? By the way, the change is still in the experimental phase. Like, I haven't closed my Twitch channel. I haven't shut it down. I haven't, broken ties with Twitch or anything like that. It's just, okay, let's see how this goes. Um, I have heard a lot that the video quality here is way better. Um, yeah, that is something I've heard a lot. Yeah, so I'm not like angry at Twitch or anything like that. I just think that for artists, it's not really doing anything. If I was streaming video games, then yeah, maybe I'd stay there. But I don't stream video games. I do know somebody that's going to start streaming video games soon, but I suppose you'll watch them when it comes to it. It's not me, by the way. Well, actually, yes, Cat, but that wasn't who I was thinking of. I was thinking of somebody else. I do have to talk to Cat about that plan. See, because I'm gonna help her execute it. So I have to talk to her about that. Uh, maybe, maybe. I'm waiting to see if she says anything, but I don't know if she's watching right now. Uh, well, I don't know. Look at the chat. Oh, you were out a moment. Well, look at the conversation above. I don't know if you would like to add anything to that. Oh, we were talking about that maybe uh somebody starts streaming soon. Yeah, we're kind of still trying to figure out the setup, uh, and see if maybe the capture card that we have works. So to stream like PS4 games. Pretty sure it should, but I just never done that before, so we need to see if it works first. Okay. Now we're just kind of detailing here. But yeah, this is definitely giving me the vibes I need from it. Which is to say, to look disturbing and disgusting. Okay, Mao. See you Friday. They're supposed to use these for riding. Like, not sure I want to ride on this. Okay, maybe we are close to. Let's see. Let's add a little bit extra hair. Okay, that's looking nice and uh prickly, I guess is the word I want to use there. Prickly. Yeah, sure, why not? Right. And here it's looking nice and hairy. That's a weird phrase to say, but it is what it is. So, you know. Okay. Now, we're gonna add. Let's see what happens when we make this a little bit. I'm gonna change a little bit the colors and the shadows, make them colder. Then we're gonna bring in the light right there. Then we're just gonna make that color. Oh, that's interesting. Not sure it's what I want though. That does make it pop a little bit. But yeah, that makes it pop. I'm just gonna lower it a little bit, make it more subtle. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a multiply layer. Maybe go with this purple. Nah, make it more blue, less saturated. Right there. Lower the opacity on that, and we're just gonna bring out different parts. This should really give us that kind of lighting effect that we're looking for. See that? Oh yeah, that's looking really nice and disturbing. Very, very shadowy. Even gonna keep that lower part sort of nice and dark. Sort of bring it out there. Just really let all those shadows kind of play out. Not here, like I, let some parts just be in the shadows. Like that. I think that really makes it pop. Just gonna lower the opacity a little bit there. Really liking it. Now let's retouch those lights again by just giving them a little bit of extra kick. I'm just gonna do this trick. I love this trick. This trick is so useful. Just gonna lower the opacity on it. And then we're simply gonna grab little bits and pieces of it here and there. This level trick for lighting, I love it for organic things because it really kind of brings out the sort of fleshy vibe to it, because it gives me like all these saturated areas and stuff like that. So I really, really like how this feels. You get all those nice saturated places in the image. Very, very nice. Now what I want to do is I might want to polish down here a little bit. There's some funky edges down here coming from the sketch. We might want to, polish these a little bit. There, the those legs are gonna get a lot more definition now. We definitely want to keep it lumpy because it's supposed to be lumpy, but at least give it a little bit of definition so it feels like, like there's something interesting going on down there. kind of like that. And here we're absolutely going to want to keep this one without a lot of definition. There we go. Just polish this out a little bit here. Okay, now let's go with I think we should definitely, I like the yellow teeth, but we might wanna play with them a little bit because they're very, very colorful. And they're the same color as the rest of the creature, so just a little bit of a differentiation between the teeth and the other parts should do a nice trick. And maybe add some, some nice little speculars off of the teeth. But we can add that later with a little bit more with color dodge. That should give us a very nice sort of result. So yeah, we can insinuate a little bit more teeth there. And let's, oh, okay, let's bring in here like a bit more of this sort of deep parts where the teeth are supposed to be. Do I like that? I sort of like it. Maybe a little bit lighter, so we don't see them as much. Now let's make eyeballs. Feels like I'm just gonna make it with googly eyes all over. This is a trick I like using for making eyes on a lot of these creatures, so I can still sort of have that sensation that the eyes are in there, but I can still get a lot of the roundness of the eye and stuff like that. So I like using this trick. It has served me well. And then we're gonna add pupils. And then we're gonna add. Okay, where's the light coming from? There. Okay, we're gonna add just a little bit of. Yeah, this should really make those eyes look like they got a little bit of volume going on. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this red, push it up here, and add a little touch of that. Finally, we're gonna add a little extra to these eyes. And the way we do it is we're just gonna select that, deselect that. We're just gonna make it look so that the edges are a little bit brighter right there. We'll adjust the opacity in a sec. That should really make them pop. Nice and disturbing right there. Oh yeah, that's yep, that's plenty disturbing. Okay. Let's add some speculars to this thing. Thank you, Deb. There we go. Those are nice and very, very disturbing. That's pretty much the name of the game we're playing here. Now we're just gonna add a few speculars. Here and there to give it that nice kind of feel of moisture. One of the mistakes that we make very very often when we're adding these speculars is that we kind of tend to just like very very generously sprinkle them all over the image. And you don't want that because then the whole image is going to look like it's made out of the same, right? Like the whole image is just going to look like it's all the same thing, and that ends up taking away a lot of the charm. Let's call it that. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you sort of know when to stop. That is easier said than done. But just make sure that you're not adding too much specular. In this case, I'm just going to keep it there on the face. The rest of the body has enough specular, so I don't think we need to do that. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to add a nice rim light. And I've been going with red for these rim lights. Let's see how this feels here. Just going to lower it a little bit, keep it very, very understated. And this should make the whole thing come to life very, very nicely. Let's see. And yes, definitely, if it's making you go ew, then my work here is done. Now, this actually isn't so much in rim lighting as it is environmental lighting, but it should help kind of sell the texture on this creature right there. We can afford a thicker brush, go quicker. Doesn't really have to be that detailed. The idea is precisely that this is going to make it feel like there's more detail, but not necessarily that there is more detail. That's a very powerful thing that, we it's not always easy to do, but a lot of times if we can make it feel like there's more detail instead of just showing every detail, it really, really, really kind of helps push that image to the next level. I might even lower this a little bit there. See? As for the legs, I'm probably gonna go more with something to make the legs feel more like they're in the background. So let's do that before we continue with the rest. Just gonna go here with a nice little blue and that, yeah, that's too much, don't worry. And then we're just gonna cut out the ones that are in the foreground. That. That. Yes, I paint, I would say 90 something percent of the image with a brush, and about, rough calculation, maybe 70-80% of it with the same brush. I'm a big believer in when it comes to brushes. I think that, just find a brush that you're comfortable with, and and get the most out of it. Big believer in that. And I don't like using very, very specialized brushes unless it's for very, very specialized uses. In my case, I like using a brush that I have that just feels like I'm using a pencil. And that's kind of what I use for everything. Okay, a little bit less there, a little bit less here, but maybe a little bit more here. Okay. There's a lot of light on this. So, okay. Let's bring this here. Crease it there. Fuse it there. Give it color dodge. Make it a little pale. Ooh, that's giving me a very interesting pink. And now we're just going to use it for some very, very kind of specific hits. Here and there. And just really sort of that. Maybe not so much here, and we'll just manually bring some of it here. Okay. Finally, let's judge the... Okay. Let's, Oh, we're almost done here. Great. I mean, I got more to do, so it's not like I'm running out of stuff to do. No, no. I got some more of these characters to make. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna punch up the light a little bit here. what I want to do is I want to bring sort of like a road of light, or so to speak, that takes me from the tail to the face, and then goes down from the face, maybe to these legs here. Right, so we're kind of emphasizing those right there. Let's remove that. And we just need to make sure that the dark doesn't get lost. That sounded profound. Ensure that the dark does not get lost. No, bringing out my goth. I think I want to punch up that, okay, wait. There we go. Now let's punch up a little bit the darkness there. Oh, that, again. Soga. But we do want to punch it up a little bit. Yeah, make that, but not like that. It's gonna be, we're gonna go to the shadow again, Soga. We're just gonna bring that here. Just want this inner part of the mouth to be very, very dark. Maybe even around the eyes? A little itty bitty bit. Kind of make the eyes pop. Something like that. I'm gonna add some floor to this because I feel like it needs a little bit of floor. Hey, have any of you been having problems this past week with Photoshop? Photoshop has been a bitch this past week. Just like whenever I try to use Camera Raw over the past week, Photoshop crashes. I was wondering if anybody else is having that issue. That. And we're just gonna bring it in very subtly. Let's see if this works. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it needs more, a little bit more polish. Gonna polish it in with my pencil. Oh, I know what I don't like. So it's not really following the light. Let's do that. You know, light is supposed to go in a direction, and this thing really isn't going in that direction. So I bet if I follow the light, I'll like it a little bit more. That sounded very deep. Again, I'm being very deep today. You know, follow the light. You'll like it more. That sounds actually kind of disturbing. There we go. Something like that. That makes it feel much, much better. Okay. But we do want to give it a little bit of that ambient occlusion, so let's do that. Right now I'm just getting finicky. But, you know, that's what it's all about. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now let's. This is saved. We're gonna save a new version of it with a Photoshop format. Okay, and for that, we're just gonna bring it all in. Yep. There's our Photoshop file. All nice and clean. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna open it in Photoshop. Now, Photoshop is going to make my life impossible, because that's what Photoshop does. So let's wait for it to open. Well, yeah, we're almost done here. Can I make the brush bigger and smaller with one button? I do it with this. It's the remote control for the Cintiq. So this has a magnet here on this side, and I put it on the Cintiq, and I use the wheel to make the brush bigger and smaller. But wait! I just realized that you're probably asking me how to make it bigger and smaller with one button. And yes, depending, of course, on what program you're in. For example, if you're in Photoshop, a lot of times the greater than and the lesser than makes the brush bigger and smaller. It can also be plus and minus, or shift plus and shift minus. But that's going to change depending on the language on your keyboard, right? Like, for example, for me, it works with brackets, not with greater than and lesser than, because my keyboard is a Spanish keyboard. So, but don't be afraid to like just start clicking away. Now, if you want to make this thing work with the brush size for Photoshop, it normally will work automatically. So it's normally the configuration of the remote, of the EK remote for the Cintiq is going to work automatically in Photoshop. But if it doesn't, you can come to the tablet settings and to the EK remote, and you can tell the EK remote what to do. So you can tell the EK remote what you want it to do, what you want each one of these things to do. So you can go to the ring keys, for example, here, and I can tell, for example, the touch ring, I can tell it what the touch ring is going to do. So what I did, for example, with Clip Studio Paint, because Clip Studio Paint doesn't do that automatically like Photoshop does. So what I did with Clip Studio Paint is I made it so that it the ring does the Clip Studio Paint command for brush size up and brush size down. Another thing I did is that I programmed this button right here in Photoshop to do the clear function in Photoshop, because there was a moment that I thought that I was going to have to stop using Clip Studio Paint when Clip Studio Paint was going to do the whole AI thing. So when Clip Studio Paint decided that they were going to do AI, I was going to just leave Clip Studio Paint. So, but what I like the most about Clip Studio Paint is that you can make your brush an eraser by just pressing C. So I was going to miss that. So I programmed Photoshop. Basically, I found the key command to use the clear function in Photoshop, which is what makes your brush become an eraser in Photoshop. Not just the eraser, but that your brush is an eraser. And I programmed that into one of the buttons in my remote. At the time, I was having a lot of trouble getting used to it. I was not enjoying it at all. But then I figured out I'll get used to it if I need to. So anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm doing something that is Photoshop has these colorized things and stuff like that. And what I found that I like to do is I like to do this colorization. I hit OK, and then check out what's going to happen when I just lower this to about 11%. It just gives it a little bit of softness, kind of livens up the colors a little bit, gives it a little bit of softness. Even like if I put it in color, it just gives it that little touch of color that it just... And the reason I do this is because I'm not a very colorful artist. I don't really work with a lot of color in my work. If that's just... I don't know if that's the way I want to say that, but normally I'm not very colorful in what I do. So I find that just adding a little bit of that will just kind of give it that little punch of color that I want it to have. I'm just gonna see, yeah, right there. See that? Just gives it that little bit of color that I normally don't give to it. The other one I like to use is Color Lookup. This one I just kind of like to go through it. It always has like these very, very interesting little alternatives. And for example, this one with the green, I might do something with that in a minute. Let's see what we get here. I'm just gonna link this right there. And you get some very interesting results with oh, look at that one. Ooh, let's see. That one makes it like all pale and stuff. That's really interesting. But I think I'm gonna go with Oh, you get some very interesting results here. I think I'm gonna want to go with maybe this one or the tension green. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add this to some parts, like this. Like wait, just gonna make, for example, here. I'm gonna add that, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna make it feel like there's a little bit more color variation in parts of the image. And a lot of times this is going to look like really weird, like just not proper. And a lot of that can be fixed by simply going in and lowering the opacity. And it just becomes a very subtle sort of change there. Just really giving it that nice little color variation to make it, make it feel like there's more color than what I added. Again, because I'm not a very colorful artist. I don't I don't do a lot of color. Okay. Without it, with it. Now it suddenly has these variations that I really wanted for it. I'm just gonna remove it over here. I'm gonna leave it to this area and that. That's it. It's very, very subtle. But it should give me a little bit, like it's making the beak look a lot more bony, and that's definitely something I'm into. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of blur to some edges, but before we do that, we have to make sure that it's not fringing. So we need to defringe it. And trust me, it took me ages to figure that out. Now we're just gonna blur some of the edges. It's just kind of softening the edges a little bit, making sure that not all the character is uh, with the same definition. That will help the character get a lot of depth to it. That should help. Do that here. Maybe up here a little bit. Not too much up here. And then a little bit with the hair. Just a very, very, very small hint of blur there towards the edges. And what we'll do is, oh, and down here, of course. It's gonna help the hair a lot. And then we're going to, wait, wrong button. Nope. We're gonna make sure that it's not grabbing the parts of the leg that would be in front. And that's gonna help us make these parts of the leg kind of differentiate from the others, from the parts that would be behind. And things like these are the reasons that even though I'm a Clip Studio Paint user at the moment, I just can't leave Photoshop entirely. Because these tools are just too much a part of my workflow at this point. So, but there's nothing wrong with using more than one program. So, no law against that. I hope. Okay, now let's see if this works. I'm just going to duplicate the layers in case, it's all messed up. And we're going to come here, blur, lens blur. That would actually be enough. Let's see. Let's check it out. See that? That is excellent. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. It gives it a very nice sense of depth. Look at that tail. Look at the tail, how it looks like it's way in the back. That's what I wanted. And now we're going to duplicate that again. Save. I'm going to clear the memory and let's see if Camera Raw doesn't crash my computer. Okay, now, it is 4:50. Camera Raw has been crashing Photoshop for the past week. Now, it crashes just Photoshop, not the computer. Hopefully, the computer won't crash, but in case it does crash, the stream is going to be over in 10 minutes anyway. So, this is just a warning, okay? So, here we go. You can do this. I love Camera Raw. It works. It really works half of the time, but I love it because you can really kind of manipulate your image into something very interesting with Camera Raw. Look at that. Like suddenly some greens. I'm loving that. I'm going to bring in those blacks right there. Bring out those highlights and the whites, increase texture, increase clarity. And now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to hit OK. It's going to apply it, but it's going to crash. But it's not going to look like it crashed. It's a really weird thing. And I don't know what it is. So I'm going to hit OK. It applies the change. And it didn't crash at all because I got nothing. I swear it was crashing. I am not. I was not lying. And then what I like to do is I like to lower the opacity a little bit to kind of get a sort of in between what I was getting with Camera Raw and gonna merge those two together, and finally we're gonna give it the extra little touch that I think makes it look very nice and painterly, which is filter, sharpen more. That gives it like that really makes those brush strokes kind of, well, maybe just sharpen in this case. There we have it. It didn't crash. I am very surprised. There we go. I would say not bad for 3 hours. I'm very pleased with myself, to be honest. Very pleased with myself. Not bad. Hopefully, it's nice and disturbing and disgusting. Which is what I was aiming for. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for today. I had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun making this image. I've been having so much fun making these golems because they're just these fleshy, organic abominations, and they're just so much fun to paint. They're just so much fun to paint. I'm enjoying it so much. So, I still got several to get through before I'm done with this book. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Anyway, I will be back on Friday. Unfortunately, I still can't do Art Challenge Friday because I am way behind on work in every single way possible. So, when I say every single way possible, I mean work on this, work that I can show you guys, and also work that is under NDA. I'm just behind on everything. Um, Basically, starting up university again and the whole thing with the motorcycle and all that just kind of uh, uh sort of threw my schedule entirely out of whack. And this week I'm kind of getting back into the groove, but still not quite there. So I need a little bit more time to get back into the rhythm. So next Friday I'm going to be working on the cover that I was working on last Friday, which is the cover for Pilgrims with Blades. So next Friday I'm going to be painting an orc, and I'm actually looking forward to it a lot. So that's what I'm going to be doing next Friday. And yeah, the art challenge is being extended. January is such a weird month. It always feels super long, and it's funny because I don't uh I don't do vacations, but I feel like it like I took a long vacation, and it's difficult to get back into the rhythm of the year. That added to, starting the semester, motorcycle, all those kind of things. So, anyway, yes. I do hope you'll all join me, though. You want to make this in 3D? I'm sure the people at Mongoose Publishing would love it. Uh, um, this is from their next book, which is called The Order of Prometheus. Yes, I think it's called The Order of Prometheus. Um, it's a new Mongoose book. Now, so I do hope you'll all join me on Friday for a nice chill afternoon of painting orcs. So, well, orc, not orcs, but just painting an orc. So I hope you'll join me for that. Until then, you have been watching the Ministry of Abnormality Twitch Star broadcast, and I have been your host, O Abnormal. Today has been Tuesday, January 24th of 2023. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon. I do hope I'll see you next Friday. And I hope you have a very sexy week. Come back on Friday and tell me everything about your week. Until then, good hunting, stay naughty, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Oh boy. Where does this monster pee through, though? I'm gonna go with it pees through its mouth. That's gonna be the official version. Mouth pee.